It was I think one of the first lectures we had here was in the food lab, and we worked in groups to develop recipes, and then as a class we voted on them, and some of them were made. And then I think one of the coolest things was when we actually were part of the living lab and people had to come up with ideas of, for example, eating with earplugs or eating in the dark, and then actually discussing how that affected your meal experience. And I think a lot of us come from nutrition, health backgrounds, but nobody's really gotten down to that level of what is a meal experience actually, minus what's just on the plate, but the whole atmosphere and the mood. And so it's a really nice introduction to kind of realizing, like, okay, so that's what we're going to study, is how people receive food, not just nutritionally, but also the social aspects and cultural aspects. And so, yeah, that was really neat. Well, the headline that we got from the catalog was about sustainable food procurement. So we ended up writing about the Finnish school meal system and how they could develop it to be more sustainable. So we found out quite early in our research that actually Finland it's one of the longest standing school meal systems, and they actually do already have political focus on sustainability within Finland, but that they very much prioritize local food procurement and don't have any focus whatsoever on organic food procurement, and compared to the other EU countries are actually very low in some ways in terms of their percentage of agricultural lands growing organic foods and stuff like that. So we tried to sort of develop an intervention strategy for increasing the sustainability of the system by implementing an organic conversion. The 5 days in Skagen was, I've never been that far up north. I've been in Denmark in a long time, for a long time, but I've never been that far up north. And it was really nice, and it was also a really cozy way to kind of get to know your new classmates. And it was really full on, but I'm sure that I'll never forget those design models. So it was, yeah, it was interesting. It was nice to also be exposed to cooking together in the kitchen, and because everybody here kind of has a bit of a love for food, it was nice to see how different people sort of, you know, worked in the kitchen and related to the meals and what, you know. Well, yeah, I did my bachelor here in Denmark also, so I kind of had an idea of how it would be. But I would say the most different thing that I tried this semester was the focus on the group work. That was a bit more than usual. I think normally the group process is less important and the importance is behind the actual product that you produce, whereas I felt here there was a lot of emphasis on how are you doing it and why are you doing it like that, instead of just making research and writing about it.